And
pug! There's a pug in the show! There's a pug! I was very startled that I suddenly ripped her off of my lap. Welcome to the Crafty Boys. I had to think about that for a second. And it is episode 166. And we're talking about a beer that Alan picked this week. And it's a good beer. A beer that we think could go far. But we haven't had it yet. So, Alan, tell us what it is.
Okay, well, it's from Persephone Brewing, which is located in Gibsons, British Columbia. It is called Brew the Change. There's the label there.
Brew the Change.
It is a Mocha Porter that is made in collaboration with Denman Island chocolate and Salt Spring coffee. And the reason for this particular collaboration is the fact that these are all what are known as
exploding bottles of death.
B Corp certified businesses. So have you ever heard what a B Corp certified business is?
No.
So a B Corp certified business is a business that not just is into it for profits, but also to help the environment, to help the community, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's sort of like, it's more of like an ethical kind of business model. And some other businesses that are considered to be B Corp businesses include Ben & Jerry's, Clean Canteen, Hootsuite, and several others. So in fact, there's around the globe, there's something like 2,655 companies in 60 different countries that are B Corp businesses. And Persephone, Denman Island chocolate, and Salt Spring coffee are just 3 of those. So I thought it'd be good to buy it and give it a try and see what it's like. Were you guys able to get it?
I was able to get Brew the Change.
Damn.
Dave was able to get Brew the Change, and we're all brewing the change. So therefore, I'm now opening.
Shocked.
All right. I'm opening mine and...
Okay, no. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm sorry. No. Oh, hi. Hello. How are you? I was trying to open my beer, and you suddenly were trying to climb me. Yeah? You want to cuddle? Is this what you want? Yeah? Can I put you the other way? Can I?
I think that this is a video thing. Otherwise, it would sound like you're talking to...
I know, totally. That'd be like so weird. Well, I put her on the floor, and she just kept coming back and scratching my pants. So there you go. How's that?
All right. So pouring here.
Okay, I'm opening my beer. I am pouring my beer. Here's what the beer looks like.
Look at that head.
I'm not getting any head. Okay, there we go.
You're probably pouring it properly.
I poured it properly, but now I messed it up on purpose.
Excellent.
There's the head.
What kind of color are you guys seeing?
I am seeing very dark. Very dark.
What about on the phone?
If you hold it up to the light, it's a very reddish kind of color.
Okay.
And if you look at the phone,
come over here.
Like a light brown. You'd expect that from a porter, I would think.
I just swore I was seeing a red tinge to it.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you hold, I don't know about the head itself, but
there is a slight red tinge.
Up to the light, there's definitely a red tinge in it.
That's an amazing color.
It is. It's fantastic. I don't know.
I would just hold this up to the light and stare at the color all night. Screw drinking it.
It's very.
This is it's a very dark. I mean, it's very dark. It's got a lot of. Would you like some pumpkin? You want to try? My dog's like, "What are you doing? I don't want that."
The coffee just, it's not there so much as it steps out of the glass and slaps you across the tonsils.
It does. But here's the thing. Remember that beer that we had a little while ago that was not quite, what's the word? There was it's like 2 or 3 beers ago. Remember what was the one that disappointed us, Alan? That was supposed to be like.
I seem to remember that it was it was advertised as a mocha.
That's right. It was advertised as a mocha, but it did not have any mocha.
Coffee and chocolate, but it was more coffee than chocolate.
Yeah. This has a very subtle coffee. Overall, again, not tasting the chocolate. I'm tasting a bit of bitterness, but that might be the coffee as well.
This is lighter than I was expecting.
Yeah. It's really difficult for the chocolate to show through in these kinds of things.
I would like to welcome Allyson McGrane to the show.
Oh, nice.
Who has now muted herself.
Unmute.
And her video is gone too.
Come back.
Allyson is here. I'm gonna bring focus to Allyson because she is currently in Melbourne, Australia.
Wow.
And I invited her to come. And one of the things
got a beer.
She has beer because the people where she's working with
cider. But it's from Tasmania.
But from Tasmania. Ah, there we go.
Right.
I also want to point out that there's somebody who's being very needy right now because
Hi, Faith Pug.
So we have a show with a dog today who's not cuddling with you on the couch.
Hi, Faith Pug.
So,
hey guys.
Hello. What we're drinking is the Persephone from Gibsons, Persephone Brewing Company.
Nice.
Brew the Change. It is a chocolate coffee portery magic thing. Dave thinks it slaps his tonsil pretty hard. And Alan is not entirely, hasn't really given us his full.
You know what? I really like it. It's flavorful. It delivers what it promises. A bold flavor. It's exactly what you want from a Mocha Porter.
Nice.
I'm really enjoying it, and you know what? I mean, I really like the fact that we're supporting 3 B Corp businesses that run their businesses ethically. So yeah. I really appreciate that.
And hardcore local to boot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Now the B Corp thing, how do you get that? What exactly does that mean? Like you've explained it a little bit, but how do you actually get it? Like, what do you have to do in order to maintain your B Corp labeling?
Okay, well, I'm just on the Certified B Corporation website right now, and under their certification heading, it says certifying as a B Corporation goes beyond product or service level certification. A B Corp certification is the only cert that measures a company's entire social and environmental performance. The B Impact Assessment evaluates how your company's operations and business model impact your workers, community, environment, and customers. So why companies certify? Certification requirements. You have to complete an assessment. You have to meet legal requirements and undergo verification and transparency tests.
Hey, guess what?
What?
This one is Australian Certified Organic. So I'm in the club too. Just want to say.
Nice.
Faith agrees. She's also in the club.
No concentrate, all Australian apples.
Nice.
Yeah. So if a B Corp manages to be all that in a bag of chips, how come we don't hear more about them? Because I haven't heard that term before.
Yeah, neither have I.
Well, the only reason why I'm hearing about it is because Persephone, Denman Island Chocolate, and Salt Spring Island Coffee have chosen to embrace it and use it in their marketing of this particular product.
I see. So it's on the label. It's telling you all about it.
Exactly.
Nice.
And that's how I know about it. So, I mean, this is probably just something, you know, if it catches on, eventually everybody's going to know what it is. Kind of like
Ben and Jerry's is Hootsuite is one. Kickstarter is one. Clean Canteen. You said a few of these earlier.
Ben and Jerry's.
People who want to work for interesting. I think I would like to become a B Corp certified corporation. I'm going to call it Shane's Awesomeness, and my logo will be somebody who's trying to do a podcast.
I have to stop you right here, Shane, because I've known you for a very long time, and there's one thing that you are not is environmentally sound. There's a lot of
that's pretty harsh.
Well, he emits a lot of poisonous gases.
Is that what this is all about?
That's fair.
So, I don't know about the environmental impact.
Hi, Faithy.
That angle.
Faithy is very unhappy because I was trying to do the show, and she was very displeased that there was no one to her. So she insisted on coming over and standing under my chair.
She joined the show.
So she's joined the show. I'm going to put her on my lap now. But yeah, so this B Corp thing's kind of interesting because it sounds like it's like a way for companies to, I guess, we're not killing the planet as much as the next guy. Is that kind of is that one way to describe it?
Well, I think it provides a classification for businesses that want to run that way, so they can use it as a marketing ploy to further their business.
No, it's not a ploy. It's
not a ploy. That's a wrong word, but you know what I'm saying, right? You know what I mean.
There's a term for that, It's called greenwashing.
Oh.
Like, a greenwashing sort of refers to if you act like you're environmentally friendly but really aren't necessarily, or if you're just doing it in order to get seen as environmentally friendly.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think that that's what's happening. I think these companies are environmentally, well, at least Persephone is. I don't know much about Denman Island chocolate or Salt Spring Island coffee, if I'm honest. Persephone has a bit of a reputation.
Yeah, I mean, they've got that whole ideal that they are harvesting young babies for their product. What I meant to say was they grow a lot of the stuff that they brew with. So they do have their own hop farm.
Hey,
and there
are B Corps. There are B Corps in Australia. On December 13th, just the day before I leave, there's B Corp end of drinks celebration in Melbourne.
Wow.
Well then.
Sweet.
It's a party.
Wow.
So do they actually have a list of the B Corp directory? Here we go. So you can actually, so it looks like they have a whole bunch here. But I want to know if you can select by country. Yes, you can. Australia. So if I select Australia, Momentum Experience, there's tons. Like, holy cow, there's so many of them. And their website's broken a little bit. So,
well, these things happen.
But I'm interested. So, okay, so I've looked at Australia. So what about Canada? Have we got more than Australia? This is my big thing here.
That's what you want to know?
Nada Mumu. I don't know what that is. Isn't a Mumu that thing that Homer had to wear when he was incredibly overweight and got to work from home? Yeah, there's tons. I can't believe how many there are. That's kind of weird. I'll have to follow up and read more about this later on because I want to be a certified B Corporation.
It's just because your last name starts with a B. Is that how this is?
Like, come on. So I gotta say, this beer is not gonna last until Allyson gets back. So I'm just gonna drink
it. Well, okay, you're probably right.
But this evening, I went out and saw with my neighbor / boyfriend. We went and saw the latest Fantastic Beasts film, which comes out tomorrow. This was an advance.
Tell me it's not terrible, because I have a feeling
it was much
terrible.
better. This one, it had a lot more focus. It was much. You know what it felt like? It felt like a Harry Potter movie. It is exactly what it felt like. The previous one, not so much.
The reviews are not great.
No, well, I think some of the part is it has a few spoilers as to some of the characters that are in the Harry Potter flicks actually make appearances in this film. So I won't spoil it for anybody unless you guys don't care.
Don't!
Okay.
Don't!
Okay.
Apparently the girl cared.
Yeah, I don't really give a rat's ass myself.
They don't have movies in Australia, so at least that's what I read. But I mean, overall, it was a much better film. Not because it was better than the previous one. It was a lot more organized. It was laid out a bit better. So the previous one, if you guys haven't seen it, the first Fantastic Beasts film felt very much like Man of Steel. A lot of noise, a lot of flash, a lot of special effects, and the story kind of got put to the side. And you kind of got confused after a while about what exactly was going on, which was very much the movie Man of Steel.
Well, you get confused a lot, so
I know it's because I have a pug. And I mean, here's the thing: I washed this shirt yesterday. This hoodie I washed yesterday. It had no hair. I put it on when I left. I came back. I had the pug, and now it's covered in hair. But this film it flowed much more like a typical. If you've watched all the Harry Potter movies like we have, it flows like those films. It's not as confusing. It's a lot clearer about who's doing what, and who's doing it when. Where the previous one was just, a bunch of Muppets. We also have to say that we lost a dear family member this week by the name of Stan Lee, who of course passed away a couple of days ago. Allyson looks very confused in that sort of who is Stan Lee.
I am not confused. I know exactly who Stan Lee is. Thank you very much. And I haven't had enough beer yet, cider yet, for it to matter.
What was Stanley's last name?
Shane, keep speaking. Ignore Alan.
Anyway, Stanley Johnson. Of course, the most touching moment was I saw an individual who had drawn the last Avengers film where at the very end a bunch of the characters essentially are erased from existence, and the effect they use is people kind of falling apart like ashes kind of thing. And he had drawn a 3-panel thing where the very first one, it's Stan Lee sitting at a drawing table and he's drawing whatever he's drawing. And then the next panels, he's looking at his hand and he's noticing that it's doing the sort of Avengers thing. And then they puts his pen down. And the last panel is the pen is just on the desk and there's just a bit of dust. So I like that tribute. That was actually quite well done.
Yeah, that's impressive.
It kind of makes you wonder what they'll do in the next Marvel movie to honor him, if anything.
I don't know.
They'll do something. They'll do something.
Well, I saw Venom, and he had his cameo in that as like a dog walker or something. But yeah, I'm kind of curious. I don't know if he has a cameo that's already been filmed for the next Avengers film because they were filming at the same time.
I read that he would do multiple cameos like in quick succession. So like he would film cameos for movies well before they were being made. So he could be having cameos in movies for the next, couple of years or something.
That is a super weird concept.
Yeah.
Huh.
But it's the magic of Hollywood and the magic of Marvel. No, I'm not putting it on the shoulder. No.
And with digital technology, I mean, they could actually insert him as a cameo in practically every movie from here till the end of eternity if they wanted to.
That is true. Do you guys remember those commercials that they had for?
They've been talking about not doing that though, like this idea that you shouldn't put dead actors into things. There's concepts around that right now. There's conversations, right?
Well, it's true, but I think in this particular context, it would be okay. I think Stan Lee would have been all over it. In fact, he may have some sort of an agreement with the studios to continue doing it for years afterwards. I think where the situation lies is where they took who is it, Fred Astaire, and they put him in that vacuum cleaner commercial. This is something that happened years after his death. He never signed on for that, and it's basically cheapening a role that he had played and used it to market something. This is a little bit different, I think, but that's me.
I guess, because I mean, the reality is that I think he enjoyed it. I mean, how could you not be living the dream with these characters that you have created or had a hand in creating for the last fucking 50 years? How could you not, be happy that somebody's actually figured out a way to bring those to the screen so that they're not, terrible. Like the Hulk looks like the Hulk. All these characters have all these powers they've written and talked about and had stories surrounding for eons. So I don't know. I think that's he was living his dream.
What's his best character? I mean, out of all the characters, I'm not just talking about the superheroes, but out of all the characters that are in
the Marvel universe,
his stories. For me, I'll start. For me, J. Jonah Jameson. I don't know, something about J. Jonah.
Yeah,
Jameson.
no, he's great. Great, so great.
That's true. I mean, I think he's definitely he's up there. Mine is what the hell was his name? Oh no, what's his name? He's the newspaper guy from Superman. Perry?
Perry, yeah, Perry Mason. Perry Mason.
Yeah, I think that
isn't that DC though?
Wasn't it Jimmy?
No, you're right. It is DC. I need to stick to Marvel Land.
I thought the boy was Jimmy.
Jimmy Olsen.
I think about Jimmy Olsen. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember. Daily Planet. That's what it's called.
Daily Planet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I would say that I really liked growing up. I think I was a Spider-Man fan.
Yeah. Same.
So I think that probably Peter Parker is high up there. I also have a thing for what's that guy's name? The nuts. He was in Iron Man.
Description?
No, the nuts. Who is he? Not Nick. I want to say Nick Fury, but it's not Nick Fury. But it's a character like Nick Fury. I can't think of it.
Dave?
Yeah.
Well, funnily enough, I would agree with Shane. I think my guy was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I think Shane's heard this, but I have an interesting little story about Marvel. I'm not a Marvel guy.
He's a DC guy.
And not even really a DC guy. Like, I'm not really a superhero guy.
Actually, hang on. I just thought of something. Kitty Pryde. Kitty Pryde would be up on my list as well.
Nice.
Mainly because I think it's a cool power to have, essentially. So anyway, so keep going.
So you can't even find this format anymore, but when I was a kid, I picked up a comic. I think this was the first one I'd really picked up. And it was a freaking little paperback, standard paperback. And it was Fantastic Four. Weirdest thing. You can't find them anymore. But apparently they did a few like that. This would have been, oh man, late 70s, I think, that they were out.
Yep.
If I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, that was my first exposure to comics, period. I had no idea before then what comics were supposed to be. Bearing in mind that I'm a small town boy and wouldn't have really had exposure to comics much at all. But I just happened to find this paperback style Fantastic Four.
Okay, what's the question? Is the question what's your superhero?
Marvel.
Or what's your superhero as a kid?
Marvel superhero, period. Oh. Who's your guy or girl?
Thank you.
Hey, there's plenty of wicked ladies out there.
Gamora.
Good choice.
I'm actually really pro Guardians of the Galaxy because I just think I haven't really read the comic books, but they kicked the frickin' movies out of the goddamn park. They really did. They're so much fun. They're actually fun superhero movies, which is unusual, I think.
Yeah, what do you mean you don't like the dark, brooding Superman
Fucking
movies?
hate the Dark Knight goddamn bullshit that Christopher Nolan did. I refuse to watch them. They suck. Oh, sorry.
Tell us what you really think, Allie.
I thought I was supposed to. How much cider have I had? Organic apples? 2 Tasmanian organic apples.
How'd you like them apples?
Exactly. Sorry. I now know there's beer in the fridge here, which I didn't know until this moment.
Okay. That's good to find out because that means you can have more of it.
That's right. But I'm very busy here. I'm working very hard. I read this whole book yesterday all by myself without any help.
Oh.
Because this is the guy I'm working with.
No more starving artists?
This is the guy I'm working with, John Paul. But he's already gone home after he gave me cider, so.
That's the kind of guy I want to
You must be pleased that you're there.
I think so. I mean, he hurt himself in a car accident, so this is kind of the first week he's been back at work.
Oh,
and he's not at 100%. So.
Well, I hope he recovers soon. I hope it's not that serious.
It's serious enough. He hurt his shoulder pretty badly.
Ouch.
So.
Tell the Crafty Boys wishes them a speedy recovery.
It's true.
I shall.
Who?
Exactly.
Well, it's definitely it's not like the Crafty girls are sending him anything. They might send him slime in the mail.
Different. Oh,
burn.
So sad.
Burn.
But anyway, on that note, we've actually been talking for a little bit over the time we allotted, but that's okay because we're awesome. You're awesome. Don't forget to do all the subscription stuff and the bell ringing and all that kind of stuff. Follow us on the social media platforms of your choice because we're probably there anyway. And we'll see you all next week for episode 167. Beer to be chosen by Dave.
Nope, Alan. Oh no, you.
Damn it! I knew it. I knew you'd remember. And our special guest, Allyson McGrane. Thank you for showing up. Considering you are, it's what almost 6. It's 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock tomorrow night. So, and our other special guest, Faith
so far ahead of you guys.
So true. And Faith is very displeased. And thank you, Alan. Take us out.